Welcome back, everyone. Sheepdog Smokey here. And before we dive in, make sure to go on and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you're among the first to know of all new content as it is posted. Diving into this, it seems that crews in San Jose are building a homeless wall. And you can already tell where my mind goes with this, and yes, the story goes there too. But in San Jose, Caltrans is now building a stronger wall to stop homeless individuals from returning to an encampment. This is apparently along I-280, where every time the city workers would replace a chain link fence, the homeless would cut through it. When you talk to the people who live there, there is a homeless problem, there is a drug problem, and so many other things that come with the homeless. Now, in part, I agree with this. I live in an area of Texas where we have cities that have these large highways, and of course, they're going to have areas under them where the homeless are going to set up their camps. And in my city, and much like others, not much is done. And that's very sad because we need to either fix the system that causes the homeless problem, or we need to start putting the homeless to work to help them no longer be homeless. Personally, I like to do both. I can remember when I worked for the county sheriff that we would have people regularly show up right around sundown and would set up and sleep on the steps of the jail. And we were told, ignore them. They're doing it to get arrested for vagrancy so that they get a bed and 3 meals, and we don't have the room. There were a few incidents where sheriff's officers were accosted. Only one where someone actually got violent, and those people were, of course, arrested. And they got their wish. They had 3 hots and a cot. They had TV. They had recreation. They could make phone calls. And that's just very sad. We have a country now where we have more jobs than we have people looking for work. Where are the charitable organizations like I volunteered with 24 years ago while I was in high school that regularly drive around the city looking for people who say we'll work for food? We carried food and water with us, regardless of their answer, because we would pull up and we would tell them, we have work that needs to be done, and we will provide you a place to stay, new clothes, a place to get cleaned up, meals, all of it. We just need some help with the work. When, inevitably, the vast majority of them said, you don't just have a few bucks, we would always say, no, but we have this lunch. And we would hand them this bag lunch that had actually enough food for 2 meals and a couple of water bottles, and they all took it because they were all hungry. I can remember one person that was actually willing to work for food. We offered this man the chance to work for this charitable organization in return for a place to sleep, shower facilities, clothing that was not worn and dirty, and more. I was there several times and was helping him move boxes and stuff around. He just had a run of bad luck. He got fired from a job. His bills mounted. They lost their home. His wife and children went to live with her mother. He stayed because they liked the city, and he was looking for work. And ultimately, he ended up homeless. Within a year, this was during my sophomore year that this happened, within a year, he had, we'd made sure and get him to the county hospital so he could be checked. He had a few little health issues that we got cleared up. Our donations paid for everything. We got him into a suit. We got him a haircut. People at the charity, not me, because even now I struggle with this, but they helped him get his resume in line. He then got a job, and he worked his way up to getting a better job, and ultimately he bought a house, brought his family home, and until I lost contact with the woman who ran it while I was in high school, I believe she is still alive, but she would be in her late 90s. And she was a lioness protecting her people that she worked with and that they helped. But until I lost contact with her, this man was coming back every year at Christmas to work with that organization to help those who needed a hand up. If I remember correctly, he found several of them that actually ended up getting jobs with his company because he would help them get their resume in line, get cleaned up, all of this stuff. He needed a hand up, he got the hand up, and now he's helping others. And that's one of the things that needs to happen. Yes, and I've gone off track, I know it, but I support things like this. Because when you have people allowed to basically build up a shanty town under a freeway, you're begging for drugs, you're begging for violence, prostitution, and more. Because they need money to get anything and everything that they might ever have a need for. Food, water, anything. They will steal. They will do far more. Pardon me. And life in that area is horrible for everyone. The areas I know of are not residential. It's primarily just the roads around it that lets you get around and go anywhere and everywhere. And I've never seen anything happen there, but I can imagine if it was a situation like this, where it's very close to residential homes and residential neighborhoods, you're going to have a lot of problems. Kids won't be able to play in their own stinking yard. Parents are going to be cleaning up crap on their own street. This is, honestly, proof that walls work. Okay? Why do people put fences around their yard? Fences make good neighbors. You have your space, they have theirs. Sometimes you're invited to theirs, sometimes they're invited to yours, and you have parties or you have get-togethers. But at the end of the day, that fence, that wall, helps keep your home your home. And it works. They all work. When you look at the southern border, McAllen, El Paso, San Ysidro crossing area in San Diego, the walls work. People have to walk great distances to get around them, which they are, which is openly mocking the wall until its completion, or they are funneled to an approved crossing point. The wall is not racist. The wall is not sexist. The wall is not bigoted. The wall is not evil. The wall says, you may come into our country if you obey our laws. Our law says, go over to this point, talk to this person who works there, and tell them you would like to enter the country. If you are approved, you may enter the country. If not, you must return to your own. It tells them the word asylum is not a magical incantation that says, your laws don't apply to me. Although that seems to be what these caravans are being told by people who travel down there to help them make the trek to the U.S. southern border. We need to stop the childish bickering and lies and name-calling, and we need to admit the wall will work. Until then, we're going to see more of this. I'm honestly waiting for Pelosi or Schumer, well, not Schumer, Pelosi, Harris, Waters, Feinstein, Liu, any of them. I'm honestly waiting for them to hear about a city building a wall to stop the homeless. And I'm waiting for them to not realize it's California, speak out about it, and then realize, oh, this is my state. And then they would have that horrible decision, the great meme of the two buttons. Trump is racist. Walls work. It's going to be interesting to see them try and defend building walls in their own state, but not around our southern border. And the gymnastics they're going to have to go through to make sense of their ramblings will be glorious. But honestly, there's no more to say about this. I've talked long enough. Let me know what you think. Just remember, keep it civil. We do not learn from argument, only from debate. As always, please like and share the video, as well as make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you're kept up to date with all new content as it is posted. Until next time, everyone have a wonderful day.